Especially when you're using things like "you are motherfucking evil, you rich people," and house slaves and slavery. This is all propaganda.
No, it's called an explanation. It's called an analogy, a metaphor, a comparison. You don't want to deal with the what it means, what it represents, what it reveals. No, we'll just call it something, and like it's dog shit on your shoe, right? And you just scrape it off, because that's how much you don't give a fuck about having a fair argument. You're just such a weasel.
It's all standard leftist social Marxist propaganda.
Yeah, well, yours is just standard asshole propaganda. I don't even know what to call it. Like I said, I don't even think Nazis were as dumb as you. I mean, you really are a desperate loser in terms of your intellectual capabilities.
The last time you saw a Rothschild do something brilliant, well, it's pretty common knowledge that the Rothschilds did something brilliant, and they pretty much in Europe created the modern banking system.
What's the modern banking system? That's going to get you really far, talking about the modern banking system. That's really brilliant. I mean, hey, everybody, what do you think of the modern banking system? What do you think about the way they fuck around with money? Come on, banking. It's, yeah, I have money, I'll lend the money to you, you pay me back, I get the money back. If the guy doesn't pay me back, well, that's going to be the cost of doing business, so that's the interest rate I'll charge you. And plus what I can get away with because I own money and other people don't, so if there's not enough people around who own money and can be a bank, then I can charge whatever the fuck I want. I mean, come on, it's not that complicated a business, fucker.
And Nathan Rothschild, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know a little. They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant bankers.
Well, like I say, you can call that, you can say that. I could say that the Catholic Church was absolutely brilliant sexual desire satisfiers. Yeah, that's what the Catholic Church is. You know, it just engineered all them priests to take advantage of all those ignorant little dumb kids for sexual gratification. They were really good at it. Look how successful they were. They bought all those fancy silk purses and shit, and the big funny hats. I mean, come on, you asshole. They got their money, they earned their money the hard way? You know, come on. Exploitinist.
And they pioneered, I think this is in the 17 or 1800s, they really pioneered. They had one Rothschild here in Paris, one here, one there in Germany, one in Switzerland or wherever it was, one in England. And they really pretty much pioneered sort of the regional global banking model. And they made a fortune as well, and they are considered brilliant geniuses.
By complete lunatics. Okay, anybody who thinks it's great to pay usury, yes, they're brilliant. You know, come on. They're thieves.
And so that in itself is brilliant. Also, Amendham will go on to say that the rich don't provide jobs. I don't know how do you answer that? It's so patently stupid. It's so patently, unbelievably stupid, just right off the bat.
Right, just remember those words. Just remember what this asshole just said here, because now he's going to say something. Well, whatever. I mean, look, I can only argue a logical argument. I mean, I can't argue with that. That's not an argument.
Obviously, if a rich person has money and a house and a business, the rich person, at some point in time, is going to want to remodel the house, is going to want to remodel the office.
Well, obviously, the Rothschilds aren't doing that with their money, are they? No, that's right. They're loaning it out to the world. They're investing it as capitalists. They're retaining it as capital and allowing the capital to grow. All right? We're not gaining anything from the growth in their capital as a society. That doesn't benefit any human being. Nobody gets a job because of that. bullshit. All anybody gets is exploited because of that expectation. So on that point, you're wrong. The second argument I would make is when a regular human consumes in the economy, he pays into a system of basic infrastructure that benefits all other people. When we waste labor building yachts and marbling bathrooms and doing all of that crap, it's no better than building pyramids. It's a waste of human initiative. It's a waste of human time, labor, sweat, blood, all of the things that go into making that. It's a waste. Okay, when we build a middle-class house, dozens of people will have their life enhanced because of it. When we build an elaborate $300,000 bathroom for a rich fuck, there's no residual benefit to anybody in this society. It's about the fucking Lord. It's about the king. It's not about the people.
And is going to hire people to do that. I mean, that's just one of millions of examples, and that creates work, doesn't it?
It's a preposterous example. If the rich spent their money, they wouldn't be rich anymore, would they? And then they wouldn't be handing down an inheritance, would they? So your argument is completely nonsensical, irrelevant, stupid, and has nothing to do with this argument.
It creates jobs, creates wealth. A rich person, he or she, is probably going to hire someone to do the lawn care. That creates jobs.
No, what a rich person's going to do is invest in companies that exploit people overseas and extract a fucking dividend and profit from that activity.
In the financial sector, in the business world, I mean, it's just rich people who own businesses or higher up executives are constantly hiring people, creating new divisions.
They don't create new divisions and then the people show up and say, oh, great, you created a new division, so now I will spend in your new division. That's not how it works, and you know it. All right? They supply and demand. You must know these fucking words. They're from your Bible. They're from the Adam Smith Bible. Supply and demand. All right? That's the equation, idiot.
Funding new projects. Sometimes they do have to cut back and lay off people as well. I mean, this is just totally ignorant crap.
Now, look, I'm just going to challenge anybody, okay? He's called it ignorant. What is more ignorant? I mean, the analysis I've given you are the nothing he's given you. All right? I mean, this is just grotesque that somebody can use the word ignorant when they have so butchered and you know, simplified beyond any recognition of reality a circumstance. The economy doesn't work the way he thinks it works. Rich people do not manufacture their own money, and they are not a necessary cog in the creation of productivity, jobs, or anything else.
Of course the rich provide jobs. Who else provides jobs?
I explained that in my video quite clearly. Workers provide productivity, which creates the resources to create jobs through consumption.
I mean, the government, you know, state and local governments, federal governments provide some jobs, but they can't be the whole economy.
And one obviously don't provide those jobs out of money tree money. They extract surplus from us in the form of taxation.
We've tried that. That's been tried, and it's called communism. It's called socialism, and the USSR tried it, and a lot.
Like I say, this is how cheap and lame your argument is. So I can compare. You know, let's say I just find some abhorrent society, and because there's some element of a free market in their society, I can just malign free market psychology with that. What that country perpetrated. So because Germany had a few free markets, I'll just, you know, Nazi Germany. So all free markets are Nazi-esque. Is that how we play this idiotic game? I mean, it's just such bullshit.
Some others have tried it, and it's a horrible failure. All right, so anyway.
Yeah, well, no, what's a horrible failure is your argument, because obviously, if you have billionaires in China, how is that Marxism? How is that socialism? How does that communism? All right. If Russia has party members who are privileged, how is that duplicate any socialist model?
I don't know how to answer some of these things. people are leaving comments like, how come no one's answering Amend-Him? How come no one's answering his questions? Because he's not asking questions. He's frothing at the mouth. And of course, it's emotionalism. And people on the internet and people on this site in particular are drunk.
Yeah, well, look, it's emotionalism because you are... There's no other word for it, right? Now, there's really no other word for you. You're lying, okay? People should get emotional about that. You are deliberately and willfully twisting the truth. You don't have any regard for it. You don't give a damn about the truth. You will rape the truth. And people should be emotional about when that rape is taking place right in front of them. All right? They should do something about it. They should say, hey, rape.
Onto it because it's, yeah, the man sucks. And you know, they really buy into that ultra-liberal sort of rebellious, childish, you know, and people...
Well, look, just replay every time he says the word ultra-liberal, just ringtone yourself, your own little brain, just throw the word inheritance, inheritance, inheritance. That's what this argument is about. It's about inheritance. It's about elitism, and it's about unearned privilege. All right? If you can't understand that exists, and that it's a huge liability on human civilization, then there's really little hope for you.
To the child in you. We're going to get the man. And so, you know, there's a few people that are like, hey, this is great. But there's no questions being asked. They're just frothing at the mouth, pat, ultra-liberal, neo-Marxist, just crap that Noam Chomsky, you know, spews. Noam Chomsky is actually a little bit entertaining. He's wacky. He's whacked out of his mind, but, you know, at least Noam Chomsky can put together 2 or 3 sentences when he's doing this. Is the same shit without calling you a fucktard or spitting, you know, frothing at the mouth.
Well, whatever. Like I say, if that's what you're going to obsess about, that's your prerogative. But it's a lame, silly argument, okay? The substance of my videos are not any frothing at the mouth.
And people are asking, well, why aren't people speaking to Amend-Him's points? There aren't any points. It's just vindictive, vicious, vile propaganda and garbage. There's no points to argue. There's no questions he's asking. How do you...
Well, like I said, you can say that. When I'm making the accusation that most wealth is in the hands of people who did nothing to earn it. It's a huge cheat in the race of life, and it's a cheat we ought to get rid of. All right? It's not good social policy. Nepotism is a human psychological manifestation. It is not something we should carve into our social policy. There's no reason to make our society, our constitution, our way of life as neurotic as our stupid little psychology. That's fucking stupid. All right? You should have to earn your way in this world, not be born to your way in this world. That's a pretty simple, logical principle. I think any fair human being could say, yes, I understand that.
Answer, well, what question is, you're motherfucking evil if you defend the rich? That's not a question or a point to argue. That's just an attack. That's just vicious, foaming at the mouth, third-grade name-calling.
Well, whatever. Like I said, I think everybody could also understand if it is true that there were these things out there that were molesting children, stealing their privacy, raping their anuses, and somebody pointed to that and said that's horrible, or if somebody pointed to somebody who defended that behavior and said that asshole is such a motherfucking bastard, they could understand it then. So it's about the underlying premises of this argument. If I'm correct, my reaction to it is perfectly appropriate. All right? So argue whether I'm correct or incorrect and argue it with facts, but you're not doing any of that. All right? You're just saying it's wrong somehow to point a finger and call somebody else wrong. I'm sorry. That's idiotic. All right, that's probably part 1 and 2. So we'll go on to the second video, but I will definitely have a seam here just so my software doesn't blow up. 41 minutes. Oh, man.